Okay, guys, so let's start. So today we'll be starting with a topic called operators in Python. Now, what exactly an operator is? So you all know an operator is basically a symbol which performs some kind of operation. For example, plus is an operator which will add two operands. Now, in order to study operators in Python, we'll directly go to our printed notes. So in your notes, I have given this table of operators. So the first category of operators is the arithmetic operators, also called math operators. Okay, I hope the table is there in front of you. All right. So in this table, the first category, by the way, in your printed notes, you have this heading operators in Python. And here, number one, you have arithmetic or math operators. Now in Python, there are a total of 7 arithmetic operators, of which 5 are known to you. So you know plus, you know minus, you know multiply, you know divide, you know modulus. These are known to you. Now let's talk about two more operators, and that is floor division, and exponent operator. Now to understand floor division and to understand the exponent operator, let's open our shell. All right, now I want you guys to open your shell also. So if possible, please open the shell and try to do what I'm doing over here. Come on, do that. All right, so if you have your shell open in front of you, all right, so what you can do is in your shell you can type uh, something like 7 divided by 2. Now, this is the normal division operator, all right? And see for yourself what the answer is. So, when you hit the enter key, you get 3.5, all right? So, if you cannot keep the shell and the zoom screen right in front of you at the same time, then no problem. For the next 2 minutes, you can just listen to me while your shell is open in front of you. Okay, now in your shell, what you can do is you can type 7//2. All right. So see what the answer is in case you're doing this practically. So when you do 7//2, what answer do you get? Sorry. Just a minute, guys. Just a problem. Okay, so what I was saying is when you do 7//2, what answer do you get? So I guess you get 3. Okay. So now if you are paying attention, can you tell me the difference between, this division operator and floor division operator? See, what happens is the division operator performs actual division like it happens on the calculator. Okay. So when you do 7 divided by 2, you get the answer 3.5. Whereas when you do floor division 7//2, you will get the quotient but without the fractional part, that is 0.5. Now again, there is something unusual over here. See, when you do C and Java programming, in C and Java, what happens is that when you divide one integer by another integer, all right, so what happens is the answer is also an integer. But that is not the case in Python. In Python, this division operator will give you the actual quotient, whereas the floor division operator is used to get only the integer part of the quotient. Okay. Now let's study one more operator, which is called exponent operator, which was not there in your C and Java, but it is there in Python. So again, if you have the shell open in front of you, what you can do is you can do 3/2. Come on, try to do that. 3/2 and tell me what answer are you getting. Come on, tell me. So when you hit the enter key, you get 9. That means this star is an exponent operator, also called a raise to operator. So 3/2 will basically give you 3 raised to 2, which is equal to 9. All right. Okay. Now, apart from that, you have plus, minus, multiply, divide, modulus. So you know the working of these operators. So that I will not talk about. Now, over here, let's talk about the associativity. Now, when I say associativity, what exactly am I saying? Okay, before associativity, let's talk about the precedence of the arithmetic operators. Now, what is the meaning of precedence? So precedence is the order in which the operations are done. I repeat, precedence is the order in which the operations are done. So as far as arithmetic operator is concerned, okay, do you have this table in front of you? All right. So as far as arithmetic operator is concerned, the exponent operator has the highest precedence. I repeat, the exponent operator has the highest precedence, followed by divide, followed by multiply, divide, modulus, and floor division. So these four are in the same category, these four. And after that comes plus minus, and these two are in the same category. So once again, if you want, we can, it's this way. Exponent has the highest precedence, followed by exponent in the second category. The next category comes floor division, modulus, division, and multiply. These four have same precedence, but their precedence is lower than that of exponent. And below that comes plus and minus. Plus and minus have same precedence, but again, the precedence of plus and minus is lower than these four. Now, let me see how attentive you are. Once again, if the shell is open in front of you, what you can do is you can just try to do this operation 4 plus 2 and 3. Come on. If the shell is open in front of you, try to do this operation 4 plus 2 into 3. Come on, try to do this. All right. So overall, what do you think will happen first? Okay. 4 plus 2 will take place first, or 2 exponent 3 will take place first. So obviously 2 exponent 3 will take place first, and the answer over here will be 12. All right. Now let's take an example of 9 divided by 2 into 3. All right. Now tell me one thing over here. In this situation, who has the higher precedence, the division operator or the multiply operator? The answer is that both of them have the same precedence. Division and multiplication have same precedence. So whenever they have the same precedence, then we need to use the concept of associativity. Now, what is the meaning of associativity? So associativity is the order in which operations are done. I repeat, associativity is the order in which operations are done. But if I say only this much, this definition would be incomplete, because then this definition will look like the definition of precedence. So now the complete definition is this: associativity is the order in which operations are done in the same precedence group. I repeat, in the same precedence group. So over a division and multiplication comes in the same group. So now I will say that the associativity of division and multiplication is basically left to right. Now what this means is, it means that if you have division and multiplication together in the same equation, in the same expression, then the left one will be done first. So if you're really attentive, can you tell me what is going to be the answer over here? The answer will be 13.5. Basically, division will be done first. So 9 divided by 2 will give you 4.5, and into 3, that will give you 13.5. All right. Now, let's talk about this associativity in more detail. Is this table in front of you? All right. Now, I hope the table of the printed notes is there in front of you. So if you look at this table of the printed notes over here, there are 7 operators. Okay. Now, of these 7 operators, listen to me carefully, except exponent operator, all other operators have associativity of left to right. All other operators have associativity of left to right. Only exponent has associativity of right to left. Now, what this means is, so once again, let's take this with the help of the example. All right. So I'll keep the shell again in front of you. If you want, you can also do some operations in your own shell. So now over here, let me type something like 2 plus 3 into 4. So guys, over here, obviously plus will be done first. Am I right? No. See, if I say associativity is left to right, that does not mean that the operation of plus will be done first over here. Tell me one thing, which operation will be done first over here? The multiplication. So why did I say that the associativity is left to right? See, once again, please understand the concept of associativity comes into picture only when two operators have same precedence. If two operators have different precedence, then obviously their precedences will be used. So multiplication has a higher precedence than plus. So over here, obviously multiplication will be done first. Although if it would have been something like this, then obviously division will be done first like this. Okay. All right. Now, finally, as far as arithmetic operators is concerned, let's take an expression something like 2 slash slash, let's say 3 slash slash, sorry, I said slash, I mean star, star star 4. Again, 2 star star 3 star star 4. 2 star star 3 star star 4. Okay. Now, over here, what will be done first? 2 raised to 3 or 3 raised to 4? The answer is 3 raised to 4 will be done first. So what is 3 raised to 4? It is 81. So 3 raised to 4 will be 81, which will be done first. All right. And after that, we'll have 2 raised to 81. So which will give you a very, very large number like this. Okay. So I hope you understood how all this works. So guys, these were the arithmetic operators. Now, we are not yet done with the operators. We have many other operators like, okay, so is the table of comparison operators in front of you? All right. So now guys, over here, we have this comparison operators also called relational operators. Okay. Now, we have a total of 6 comparison operators, also called relational operators, that is equal to, not equal to, greater than, lesser than. Again, we have less than equal to and greater than equal to. Now, I'm sure how they work, but still, we'll just take one or two examples. Please understand one thing, guys, that these comparison operators, also called relational operators, basically what they do is they will give you the answer true or false. Okay, that is what they will do. So once again, let's take the shell over here. All right, now is the shell in front of you? Now in the shell, let's say I type something like a equal to 5. I type something like b equal to 6, a equal to 5, b equal to 6, and then let's say I type a equal to b. So basically over here the equal to operator will check whether a is equal to b. Now answer a simple question, is a equal to b? No, so the answer over here will be false. See, F is capital over here. All right. Similarly, let's say I type something like B greater than A. Now, when I do B greater than A and when I hit the enter key, tell me what answer will I get? I'll get the answer true because B is indeed greater than A. All right. So basically, this is how the comparison operators, the relational operators work. I think you already know how they work, so we need not talk about the rest of them. Now, let's turn our attention to the next table in the printed notes, which is called logical operators or Boolean operators. So, is it there in front of you? All right. Now, we have 3 logical operators, also called Boolean operators in Python. And these 3 are AND, OR, and NOT. Okay, they are also called logic. By the way, AND, this AND will do the work of logical AND, OR will do the work of logical OR, and NOT will do the work of logical NOT. So guys, you have used these operators in C and Java also, but in Python, they are given differently. I hope you remember that in C and Java, you give ampersand for logical AND, then you give 2 vertical bars for logical OR, and you give an exclamation symbol for NOT. But now you directly write these words. Okay. Now again, with the help of Python shell, let's try and understand how they work. I'll purposely close this shell and I'll open a new one. All right. So I have a new shell in front of me. All right. Now over here, let's say I write something like A equal to 5, B equal to 6. And let's say I write something like this. I write something like A equal to B minus 1 and let's say B greater than A. Now guys, I want you to spare a few seconds and think how it will work. Come on, just think how it is going to work. You'll give one space around and, before and after and you give a space. As you see right now, the word and is in red color, which means it is a keyword in Python. Okay, so over here, first of all, the Python interpreter will do this operation of B minus 1. Okay, now what is B minus 1? So B minus 1 is equal to 5. All right, so this will become A equal to 5. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Then come to this B greater than A. So is it true? Yes, it is true. Now what is true and true? So true and true will give you true. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now also let's understand how this logical AND works. Okay, if you have true and true, you get true. Now what is true and false? False. What is false and true? False. What is false and false? False. So basically the logical AND will give you a true if both the operands are true. Now, similarly, let's talk about logical OR. Now, what I will do is I will tell you how logical OR works. And right now, you open your own shell, okay, Python shell, and just do one example on logical OR yourself. But I'll just tell you how it works. The logical OR will give you true if at least one of its operand is true. Okay. Now, I'll wait for you 30 seconds over here. You open your shell and just do one example on your own. Come on, do that right now. Come on. And when I say do it, please do it because that will help you a lot. So guys, you have one example in front of you where it says A greater than B or B equal to 6. So A greater than B is false. B equal to 6 is true. So false or true will give you what? So false or true will give you true. All right. Okay. Now, once you understand that, now let's talk about not. Okay. Now, what is this logical not? Very simple. The logical not reverses the logical value of its operand. So what it will do, true will be made false and false will be made true. As simple as that. So for example, let's say I write not A equal to 5 that way. Now over here, first of all, A equal to 5 will be evaluated. So tell me one thing, is A equal to 5? The answer is false. Now what is not false? So not false will become true and you get, sorry. I goofed up. A equal to 5, that is true. Okay, because the value of A is 5. So A equal to 5 is true and not true will become false. So you get the answer false. So guys, this was the logical or the Boolean operators for you. I hope you understood this. Now, after that, let's go back to our printed notes. And in the printed notes, so in the printed notes, you have this table of assignment operators in front of you. Okay. So as far as assignment operators is concerned, you have a normal assignment operator, which is equal to, you know what it will done, what it will do. And then you have seven shorthand assignment operators: plus equal to, minus equal to, multiply, sorry, multiply equal to, divide equal to, modulus equal to, floor division equal to, and you have this one, exponent equal to. All right. Now you also know what these shorthand assignment operators will do, but just in case you have forgotten, let's take one example over here. All right. So let me type something like a plus equal to b. Now, do you know what a plus equal to b means? So a plus equal to b is actually the short form of a equal to a plus b. All right. So that will be a equal to 5 plus 6, and the answer will be 11. So if I write print 11, print a, you'll get 11. Once again, I'm telling you, a plus equal to b means a equal to a plus b. So a plus b will take place and the result will be stored in a. So that's why when you do print a, answer will be 11. Now I'm sure you already know this. So this was the assignment operator. Now let's talk about something called membership operators. Membership operators. Okay. Now we have two membership operators in Python, that is in and not in. All right. Pretty interesting. But before I show you membership operators, I have to explain you how to create an array, how to create a list in Python. Now we'll be studying list in great detail in Python later on. But right now, see, this is the way you'll create a list. For example, I'll write x equal to, and in square bracket, I'll write, let's say 11, 22, 44. So what I have done is I have created a list in Python. By the way, a list in Python is nothing but an array of C and Java, but we don't call it array in Python. We call it a list. Now I have created a list, an array over here, where x of 0 is 11, x of 1 is 22, and x of 3 is 44. Sorry, x of 2 is 44. Now let's say there is a variable a which is equal to 11, and let's say I write this way, a in x. Now this in over here is called membership operator. What it is called? Membership operator. All right. Now this membership operator will check whether a is in x, and if a is in x, then it will return true. So let's see. Yes, it is true. Now let's say b is equal to 66, and I write b in x. What do you think is the answer? False, because b is not in x. By the way, x is this list. All right. So basically, this in is a membership operator, which is checking whether a is a member of x. Here we are checking whether b is a member of x. Now, instead of checking whether a is a member of x, we can also check whether it is not a member. So what I can do is I can type something like b instead of a. Let's say I write b not in x. Come on, if you're really attentive, can you tell me not in will do what? So not in will check whether b is not in x. Now ask yourself, is b not in array x? The answer is true. It is not in array x. You get this. Finally, tell me what is the answer of this? What is it? Answer is obviously false over here. All right. So guys, over here, what we did is we did two more operators, that is membership operators. Okay. All right. So, all right. So as far as operators is concerned, we did arithmetic operators. After arithmetic operators, we did relationship operators. Then we did logical operators. Then we did assignment operators, and finally we did membership operators. I'm pretty sure that you understood all of them. If you have any doubts about this, you can definitely call me and ask me about it. So now, what we'll do is we'll end this meeting over here, okay? And immediately after this, we'll start with another session where we'll start with a very important topic called data input in Python. Okay, so in next 5 minutes, we'll start with that. I'm ending this meeting, this session over here.